What's up guys, I'm Caddy here. Now today I'm bringing you guys the week 5 battle of the GBA D-League where I was up against Mike from MNJTV. He is the coach of the Houston Gastros. Now this was definitely a battle I was very nervous about. I had just got back from holiday. Literally I've just got back about 18 hours or so ago and I haven't played Pokemon in over a week. So I was definitely quite nervous for this battle. There wasn't really sort of that great internet, so I didn't really get much chance to practice. But as I said, I was able to team build and everything like that, so that was really good. But we do sort of looking at the battle and the matchup. I was definitely worried about a few things. I saw he brought the Mew and also the Suicune. So those two were trouble, but I knew I had a game plan to get rid of those, and once those are actually gone, I could do a fair amount. I did run the calc since the team building video, and I don't OHKO max HP Spiritomb, but I do about 75 to 80, so I just have to do a bit of scouting on that, and had to do a bit of scouting just to see what type of set that was. Darmanitan obviously scares me a lot. You should never underestimate that thing. But I did know if it was Life Orb, I'd be able to handle it, because while my walls wouldn't handle it as well, my offensive checks would be able to handle it, and if it was Scarfed, then Slowbro handles it all day, so that's absolutely fine. But there were a lot of unknowns with this match, like what was his Scarfer? I did think the Nido was going to be his rocker, because that's obviously his... I guess the Mew does kind of have access to rocks, but I was thinking sort of Moveslot Syndrome, it doesn't really work too well, especially if you're trying to use this as an answer to the Excadrill. So I anticipated the lead going out into Darmanitan, mainly because he's done that before. I wasn't really expecting the Nidoqueen lead or anything like that, so that's what I decided to do. I led off with the Slowbro here, but as you can see, I do get caught out here. Now, this is not a position you want to be in first turn. That got me very worried, so I had to try and work out, what am I going to do? He's either going to go for Rocks, or he's going to be going for something like a Thunderbolt or Earth Power. I can't really see him still going for Sludge Wave, especially with the Excadrill around and things like that. I could potentially switch him, but to be honest, that would be very unlikely. So I thought the best bet was going to be my Azelf, because I can take any hit. I know it's risky and I'm going to take some damage, but I can take those. I can take Earth Powers. I didn't really want to go into my Manectric to absorb the absorb any potential Thunderbolt, because I could get Earth Powered, or I could also, and also then I couldn't do anything anyway, because a HP ground does about 50%, so it's really not enough, even after that special attack boost. So what I decided to do is go for a risky play, and I decided to go out into Azelf. He does double out though and go out into the Mew, which is really good. So I actually have forced this guy out. I go for the U-turn, because I was just like, click U-turn, I can go out into something, and now I go into my Exploud, because there is nothing on his team that can handle the Exploud. So it does go out into Mew here, and the Boom Burst does connect. Obviously, it always does, but it does show this is especially defensive Mew, and that is one Mew out the way, which makes so much difference. Honestly, so much difference. But we do go out into Slowbro here, as he does go for U-turn and reveals his Life Orb. So we know that Slowbro is going to have a much harder time there, but we know that we have plenty of offensive checks to this. So he does reveal he's got Foul Play here. I decided to slack off, because if he went for Sucker Punch, I could heal up. If he went Pursuit, it wouldn't do much. So I just wanted to scout out what this set was, and I was fairly comfortable just sitting here. I do get the burn on the Scald as well, which is really nice, so his Foul Plays are going to do absolutely nothing. Now, I was worried this was going to be a Pain Split one, so he does reveal, he just does keep going for Foul Play. Literally just before the battle, I realised I forgot to put 0 IVs in on attack, so I'm really happy I decided to do that. And as you can see, he does reveal he's got Pain Split, and as you guys know, if you've got something that has Pain Split that outspeeds you with low HP, you're not going to finish this scrap without a decent amount of your HP gone, which I really couldn't afford to do with that Darmanitan around. So there were a few exchanges, and then suddenly I realised, actually, there is a way around this. All I need to do is just heal up to as much HP as possible while he's Pain Splitting, and then I can go out into Exploud. The HP difference isn't too much, because he's invested in HP, whereas I'm not actually invested in HP. Showdown does reveal the HP number after from the Pain Split, because it does the calcs. So as you can see, he does go for those. I'm just going to go for some slack offs here. Literally, I don't mind bringing him up, because I calced it. I OHKO this guy with my Exploud. So for pretty much nothing in terms of like HP cost, I will be able to take out Chaos, which would be absolutely fantastic and give Slowbro a much needed break. So we do go out into Bieber here. Do take 16% from that. That's absolutely fine. He's now in another sticky situation. I just go for Boom Burst. Another thing dead. Absolutely, yeah, Bieber putting in the work here. Does go back out into this, so I do go into Brainwash, as he does go for the Flare Blitz here. Now, I probably make a slight misplay here. I probably should have recovered up here, but I did decide to go for the Scald here, which was iffy, but it did mean I could actually scout out the Togekiss set, and I also do snag a burn as well, so it sort of swings and roundabouts. I wouldn't know what set this was outside it had leftovers. I wouldn't even know if it had leftovers, but I do go out to Pharaoh, take a Dazzling Gleam, which was a bit risky on my part, but I did want to see what sort of moveset this was, how it sort of offensively invested, because it could have been some other set. It was really hard to tell from the calcs, but he does manage to go out into this, forcing me out because I was forced to go for that because they don't have the HP run, and there he reveals he's Scarfed, which gives me a whole host of problems, but also solves a whole load of them as well. But I do make a double now out into Bieber. So now at this point, we're sitting fairly comfortably. We've got Bieber out. Something else is going to die. I know each time Bieber comes out, as long as I outspeed, and I outspeed the literally just this actually. So Bieber's starting to sort of lose its usefulness. But I knew from here I could just go for a Boom Burst here, and something's going to die. If I could take out the Suicune, then I could definitely sweep with Excadrill from here. So I do go for the Boom Burst, and I do get a crit. Unfortunately, that was an unfortunate crit, but Mike did tell me he went for Roar there. So it's difficult to know whether that would make any difference. Obviously, if it went out into Motomото or something like that, it could be a problem. But then he would be forced to rest up, and I could go out into Exploud. So it's difficult to know how much of a difference the crit did make. But obviously he does go back out into Darmanitan. As I'm forced out into Brainwash, I just sack off Brainwash here. There's no harm in doing this because Brainwash has kind of done his job. And while I know I've got to try and preserve differential, I want to win. Like my main thing is win. I know everyone says, oh, you got to try and preserve differential and stuff like that. But my main priority here is to win. And if I have to sack off Mons to try and get that win, so be it. I would much rather finish with a 1-0 or a 3-0 or 2-0 than take a massive, massive risk to try and preserve a 5-0. So I do go out to Manectric here. Now, this was also a very tricky thing to know what to do, because I could go for a Thunderbolt here, but if he did go out into that Nidoqueen, we've got exactly the same situation, except I've lost another bit of fodder to try and scout what move he's going to go for, so that really wouldn't be nice. I've also lost my Levitator, so he can Earth Power with ease. So what I needed to do was I realised I need to get some damage off on that guy. Because if needs be, Exploud can take a hit, Motomото can take a hit, Manectric cannot take a hit, but Manectric actually cleans up once we've got this Nidoqueen out of the way. So I've actually got the HP ground on here. For you guys that haven't seen my team building video for that, so what we did was I just decided to go for the HP ground. If he went into Togekiss, I could still sort that out, and it was very obviously wasn't going to go into Togekiss there, because it'd be a bit of an insane switch there. But does go out into there as we go for Hidden Power, and that reveals that he is definitely no HP investment. We do go into Bieber here just to sack it off because he outspeeds nothing. So he's kind of worthless. We could have taken an Earth Power as you could have seen, but there's nothing else that I wanted to sack. So he goes down to Motomото here as I predict the switch here. Now, sorry, I did skip ahead there before I could actually catch up. So I was in there. I calced it. I knew an Earth Power would do maximum 48%. So there was no harm in me going for that Stone Edge. I had a feeling the Togekiss was coming in. Once the Togekiss was out of the way, there was no more 50-50 chances with EQs and Iron Heads and all that sort of stuff with my Excadrill. So I knew I was then guaranteed the game from there. So I decided Stone Edge was the best bet. I know I wouldn't do much otherwise, but I could still recover stall and then play around it from there. So I decided to go for the Stone Edge here, and after the Sandstorm and also Lefties and then the Burn, it is dead. So that's an absolutely great thing to take out. We can take a hit from Elizabeth. As you can see, we only take 50% from an Ice Beam, so we were fairly comfortable there. And finally goes out into Tonga. I do sack off Motomото here. I think that was the best bet. And then finally just go out into Pharaoh. And for a bit of style points, just revealed the HP ground there, because I think he still thought it was HP Ice. So yeah, absolutely fantastic battle. I was a bit cheeky then, not actually using Excadrill. I decided just to finish it off with Pharaoh instead, just because I know some of the analysts are predicting various things about Sandstorm and stuff like that. So yeah, just a bit of a joke from my part. But anyway, still an absolutely fantastic battle, Mike. Really, really good. Honestly, like, I was on my toes the entire battle. The Scarf Nidoqueen changed so much, and having to play around that and finding Monster Sack, it definitely cost me a lot of Mons late game, but we do finish off with a win, which puts us at 3-2, which is really, really nice. I'm really happy with that. It all depends now how Vinny and Ellie play. If Vinny loses this one, then we're back in neck and neck, and that means our matchup later on is going to decide pretty much who's going to go into playoffs, as long as we can beat Hardy, and if neither of us can beat George as well. But there's always a chance to beat George. I'm not saying it's impossible, but yeah, that's how I'm feeling at the minute. So hopefully we will find out the result of that battle, and do check that one out as well, because that will definitely just sort of give a really good indication of where I sit at the minute. But no, I'm really, really happy with the performance of the team and everything like that, and it was an absolute fantastic match. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm going to head out from here, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys at the next one. macadii out.